It's pain, process, power.
If no one's told you lately, because everything is perfect, but because I'm done waiting for. Welcome to Power Moves, the podcast where we don't just talk about success, we talk about the struggle, the strength, and the strategy it takes to get there. I'm your host, Sash, a Jamaican Ethiopian woman in finance, a builder of bold futures, and a woman who had to become the power I was praying for. Let me tell you the hardest truth I've ever had to learn. Nobody is coming to save you. I know that sounds cold. It sounds lonely. It might even sound hopeless. But here's the secret I didn't understand at first. It's not the end of the story. It's the beginning of your power. I learned this truth in one of the lowest seasons of my life. A season where I thought, surely, someone will show up for me. Someone will pull me out. Someone will rescue me. And when they didn't, I broke. But then I built. And I want to take you on that journey today. Because if you've ever been waiting for a rescue, I need you to know the power you're sitting on right now. After my 7-year relationship ended, I thought my friends would have showed up like paramedics to a crash site. But instead, I found myself bleeding in an empty room. They were there for the champagne toast, the tropical trips, the photo ops under bright lights. But when my life went dark, they didn't just disappear. They dimmed their lights so they wouldn't have to see mine fading. Here's the brutal truth. Some people will clap for you when you're center stage, but when you're backstage, they're already moved on to a next act. I had been serving full course loyalty to people who wouldn't even pass me a plate. That's when I learned my first lesson. You can love people deeply and still be disposal to them. It hurts, not just in my mind, but in my body. My chest felt heavy every morning. My stomach was in knots. I was grieving friendships almost as much as a relationship. But the second lesson came fast and hard. When people show you who they are in your lowest season, believe them. I realized I had been living my life pouring into everyone else's cup and not once checking to see if mine was empty. I wasn't just disappointed in them. I was disappointed in myself for abandoning me. You can't keep pouring oceans into paper cups and wonder why you always end up dry. I was trying to save people from drowning while my own lungs were filling with water. I thought loyalty was noble, but loyalty without reciprocity is self-betrayal dressed as devotion. The truth? I was loving people who only saw me as a life jacket to grab when they were sinking, to drop when the shore was close. One night, I was laying on my bed in silence. I had been meditating, but really, I was just trying to stop the noise in my head. And in that stillness, I had a moment of brutal clarity. I was alone, not because the universe hated me, not because I wasn't worthy, but because this was my life. No one was responsible for me but me. No one owed me rescue. No one owed me anything. That was my turning point. I stopped asking, why didn't they help me? And started asking, how can I help me? I stopped replaying the victim script in my head and started rewriting it. I stopped waiting for a rescue that wasn't coming. I began building the ladder I needed to climb out of. Don't confuse company with care. Some people will sit at your table but never feed your soul. Stop letting yourself on fire to keep other people warm. If they only love you when you're burning, they are not scared to see you in ashes. Loyalty without return is an emotional Ponzi scheme. You're investing in people who only pay out when they're desperate. Waiting is wasting. The more time you spend waiting for a rescue, the more the tide pulls you under. Don't just heal, rebuild. Healing will get you back to the shore. Rebuilding will teach you how to swim. When I stopped expecting others to save me, I stopped resenting them for not showing up. I took the hope I had in them and put it in me. And here's the thing. The moment you save yourself, you stop attracting people who need an audience, and you start attracting those who can help you build an empire. So, if you're listening to this and still waiting on Calvary, hear me. The Calvary isn't coming. And that's the best news you'll ever get. Because the moment you stop waiting, you start moving. And when you move, you realize the person you were waiting for was you all along. Nobody's gonna hand you the keys, but that's the blessing. Because if they gave you them, they could take them back. This is your house to build, your door to unlock, your future to furnish. Stop waiting for a rescue and start designing your own escape. You are the hero and the helper, the author and the editor, the prayer and the answer. And the day you truly understand that is the day you stop waiting for life to happen and start making life move for you. Catch you on episode 4. Thank you.